All right, everybody, we are back for the third and final part of our session today, and our party has just stepped back into the Eye of the Storm, the magic shop in Coldriver, operated by our old friend Maeve, who greets you all with a cheery little wave as you step into her shop, which looks just exactly as full of magical artifacts and trinkets and oddities and mysterious old things as it did the last time that you were here. And she'll sort of smile at you all and sort of goes, "Well, you guys didn't waste any trouble in. You guys didn't waste any time in getting into trouble, did you? Close the door. Let's talk."
We tried just to do what we were instructed, and it seems like our benefactor has turned into our malefactor.
Or someone is impersonating her.
Why don't you all sit down? Let me make you a cup of tea and tell Maeve what happened, and we can maybe try to see what we need to do to get you all out of this mess. I'm glad that I was at least able to help out with your situation. You gave me quite a fright when I decided to take a quick peek at how you were doing last night and found you all in the prison cells.
Yes, we didn't relish it either.
Yeah, it really wasn't planned, you know.
She sort of snaps her fingers, and a pot kettle sort of appears out of nowhere. A fire starts underneath it, and some, like the pot lid lifts itself up, and some herbs and things just float into the pot as a big pot of tea starts to make itself. As she sort of walks around and starts to retrieve a couple of mugs for you all, she sort of goes, "All right, so what happened? How did the jars of sunshine treat you?"
Oh, the jars of sunshine were great.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that was able to be helpful at least.
We fought a vampire with one.
A vampire?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you ever heard of Gabriel?
Not a name that I know, no.
Okay. Good to know. He's a vampire. He's not very nice. But he's still alive, I think.
Yes, or still undead.
Perhaps, depending on how you think about it.
Okay. Tell you what. Let's start at the beginning. Why don't you just walk me through everything? And I think the question here is there anything that you would like to not tell her? Or just like, how full of an account do you give her of things? And not an account at all is an option. You could just sort of say, like, we don't actually want to tell her, but just kind of like, how forthright do you guys feel like being towards her?
I would say, like, everything that happened in the manor itself is pretty much fine to tell her, but the getting of the magical items, I think we can say we just found them, but not it, because we did promise her we'd show them to her, but I don't think we should tell her how we found them.
So you're saying, like, tell her we got orbs, but not anything about the magical experience associated with it?
Yeah,
you want to lie the vision that you guys had.
Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think I'd naturally be inclined to tell her more because I feel like she might understand, but everyone is very hard to read and frightening, so we could start with the basics. Vampire, Satus getting a little bit bitten there. Is that all right, by the way? And
no, that is not all right. That is still, he has not been able to get those hit points back.
Yeah,
we might need to some help with that, and tell her about the dog and so on.
How's your bloodlust level, would you say, Satus? Is it?
I don't have any at the moment.
Oh, good. That's a great sign.
Just you enjoyed the wine
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a vampire thing always. So, good. So yeah, we tell her the gist of it, don't we?
Just without the specifics of the magic stuff.
Yeah, maybe we tell her about Sally's soul song and
Are we gonna ask her what gives about the whole puzzle box near murder experience?
100%.
Yes, I would like to ask her about that.
Yeah, because that was a lot.
It's not great. It was not great, Maeve.
So I think that Maeve will very quietly listen to the whole story, which will probably take a while. I think that pretty much the only thing that she will do besides very silently and patiently listen is when the tea starts to whistle, she will pour some cups, including one for herself, and silently sip the tea as she listens. At the end of it, she will say, I want to be extremely clear about something. Our friend, Tibbeth at the jail, he owed me a favor. I told him, get you lot out of the jail cells. Anything else that he decided was necessary in order to cover up the tracks was entirely his decision and his idea. This dagger throat cutting thing is complete news to me. I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't putting him in a bad position. I absolutely leaned on him in order to make him release you all and put his job on the line. Possibly would be getting him charged with other things. He found a particularly sinister way to try to sidestep that, but I just want to be clear that I only asked him to release you. The rest of that was on him, as it were.
That was him being very extra in that case.
He has a
Poor
touch
Tibbet, he must have
for
been
the
scared.
theatrical in him, and I think that perhaps in this case it got the worst of him.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we didn't kill him. I don't think that would have been necessary.
She shrugs a little bit and kind of goes, they have a good budget for restoration magic in the Ember Citadel. He would have probably only been dead a couple of hours, and it would have made a stronger case, probably, for the fact that it would have looked even worse, and that he probably was not working in cahoots with you. But who knows? If the black eye that Helena gave him is bad enough, he might skirt by without any trouble.
She really clocked him, so don't worry.
Great.
Yeah.
I won't. I won't.
Yeah. Well, as we promised that you could look at these, and Cal will take out the bronze glass.
And she sort of, clicks her fingers together as she takes a look at that. Oh, you found something old and interesting. I really like this.
Now, just to be clear, first of all, you're gonna give us our hair back, right? Or destroy it or something?
She sort of waves you away and points towards a desk where the opened envelopes with your hair are lying, and she'll go, it's over there. You can take care of it if you would like. I don't care.
Yeah, we definitely take care of that.
Yeah, I think let's take care of that.
There's a furnace in the back. If you want to just toss them in there, you can keep them. You can, I don't know, make bracelets out of them. Whatever you want. But she is consumed by looking at sort of that, bronze piece of jagged volcanic glass that you put in front of her. And she'll even sort of, find this, dig through a drawer that she has for a moment and then come out with what we would think of as a miner's lamp that when she throws on just kind of gives this very concentrated beam of light, and use it to kind of examine different portions of this. And she'll look up and she'll sort of say, this is interesting. This is an old Aldoran artifact. I've never seen one of these. I believe they're called the Rildran, and they are in some way connected to these powerful knights of the Aldoran Order that used to exist when that empire ruled the land thousands of years ago. They were called and she sort of, goes into a shelf and reaches for a book and kind of flips through a couple pages before going, aha! The word is Margard. Margon. I think that the closest translation would be something like a cavalier, if you will. But these Rildran, the Cavaliers each had one of these. And it's unclear exactly what they did. We haven't been able to translate all the writing around them. But it seems that the Rildran are what made the Margon. So you folk might be on your way to becoming the first Aldoran Cavalier in quite a while.
Huh.
Whoa.
Very interesting.
That's cool.
Of course, you'll need to figure out how to get it
think.
open.
Open?
Oh.
Yes, here, take a look. And with this sort of high-power lamp that she has, the light actually travels through most of this volcanic glass-like molten structure, but you're able to see that there is a shape of something within it. It's more, now that you're able to see it in this light, you realize it's more like there's something here that was dipped in amber and has kind of been preserved in some way. And she sort of goes like, yeah, you see, there's something in there. I think that that's what the Rildran actually is. This is just the protective shell.
It's a mosquito, and we are actually going to start Jurassic Park.
Ah, that's right, yes. I like the way you think, Satus, she sort of says. But like, it does look a little bit as though there is kind of an indistinct shape within this, the way that those mosquitoes are within, like, the amber chambers in Jurassic Park. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also,
Okay.
this also explains why people were interested in poor Atala's home. She was sitting on top of the first Rildran that anyone has figured out where they are in a long, long time. So this vampire that you fought clearly wanted this.
And we still don't know who his employer or V is.
Think less employer, think more master. The fact... look, I love you guys. I think that you're tremendous. I think that you are absolutely amazing. But the fact that you fought this thing and were not immediately reduced to a pile of blood means that you weren't fighting a full vampire. You were fighting a vampire spawn. You were fighting a vampire that is a lesser creature beholden to a full vampire. So whoever this V creature is, I think that that's the main powerful vampire that is actually the leader of this little coven. But you should also expect that there are other vampires. It's rare for a vampire to only have one such spawn servant. You'll probably be facing more of these along the way. Travel by daylight as much as possible is what I would recommend.
Travel by daylight.
Goody.
Yeah,
Thanks.
more vampires.
Yeah. On the whole,
Great.
though, this is all very good news. I'm glad that you did not allow these to fall into the vampire's hands.
Yes, that seems like it's good.
What
Though-
if... Yeah, what if one fell into unknown hands, but probably not a vampire's hands?
That probably bad. That's probably a bad thing, she'll say.
Well, when we were put into prison unjustly, might we add, they searched all of us for our belongings, and unfortunately, there was a third orb. I had one as well, and that didn't find. We weren't able to retrieve that one, and we're not exactly sure of its location. Not sure if you have any insight as to that, but that's our current predicament.
She'll sort of go, that's quite the predicament. I would try to retrieve it, but I also don't think that you're going to have too much trouble. I doubt that they'll be satisfied with one. I expect that they are going to want to come for the other two as well.
So they'll find us, is what you're saying.
I'm saying you're going to have to deal with that sooner or later, but events may resolve themselves in the course of everything happening the way as it will, is what I'm saying.
Okie dokie.
Yes. Fascinating. This is what you found in the tomb? This is what they're after?
Yes, I have one too.
Think so.
Mine's silver.
Okay. Very good.
And Satus's was gold.
She'll shrug at that and go, I don't know that there's any significance to the color, but okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I guess, should I show her the pocket watch too?
We did say we were gonna show
Yeah,
her
let's
all the
do that.
magical
Yeah, I
stuff.
think so.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. There, in addition to these, we also found this item
She does
alongside
a
them.
literal spit take as you hold it up. She was in the middle of a sip of tea, and she'll sort of, just kind of like, what else did you... Oh, God! And just spits, all over, at the desk where she has some papers. 9 hells! Where the heck did you get a void keeper? Oh, my God! Has it bonded to you?
What?
Is it showing you something? Oh, God.
No, all we've done is picked it up. It was the same place as the...
Oh, God. Can you leave it behind? Can you... If you leave it somewhere, does it follow you?
Yeah, they tried to take that off my person as well, and it found its way back into my pocket, which I thought was cool, but now your tone makes me think it's the opposite.
This is a... And she'll sort of go, here, put it on the table gently, for God's sakes. And let me... And she'll sort of pick up some instruments, kind of, like the sort that people use to very gingerly clean up old objects, and she will very gently kind of pry it open with the instruments, and she'll kind of quickly examine it and go, well, this is terrible. This is a doom tracker. This is a device that marks how close situations are to true cataclysm. Something about what you have done, or about chains of events around you, or about what these vampires have done, or something has made this thing start paying attention again. And right now, you see this hand and the way that it marks over here, and you see this other one over here, and she'll give you kind of a quick tutorial on how to read it, which eventually makes sense after a little bit of her walking you through it. But she will go, this marks you as having 199 days before something truly, truly catastrophic happens. What exactly it is, I am not sure. But I'm guessing that it somehow has something to do with forgotten powers of Aldoran being discovered, and evil forces seeking weapons that used to be in the hands of the Cavaliers of Aldoran, and now the 3 of you being stuck in it somehow is precipitating matters. So, I'm suddenly thinking that perhaps I need to look for real estate in a different continent from the 3 of you.
Well, shoot.
I don't know exactly
it's
what
just
you
a-
need to do. I think that you maybe need to find out what is happening with these weapons. I think that you need to defeat these vampires. But whatever it is, don't
Yeah.
dilly-dally. You have 199 days to do it before a tragedy big enough that a universal marker would notice it will befall you.
Yeah, but 199 days, come on. That's quite some time.
I applaud that attitude,
Yeah.
Satus. I'm just saying, don't procrastinate on this one.
We were just trying to get
he's
some
a very-
money.
Yeah. We were just want to go to school. But
Okay.
sounds like I might not be able to matriculate for a while.
Well,
I guess we're all gonna have to
here's
put
the
some
thing
things
about
on
it,
hold.
Cal. The good news, I guess, is that you are going to have to wait at most 199 days. After that,
Yeah.
well, chances are that
Might-
you may not need to worry about that anymore.
It's
You
good-
must be
good
able to help
point.
us more, understand what these do, how to open them, how to defeat vampires who are terrifying, maybe.
She'll sort of let out a slow, weary sigh and go, there's a limit to what I can do, but I have ideas about where you might find other leads on how to proceed.
That's good. Leads are good.
Love a good lead.
And give me just one moment to consult my notes, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you all the information and not forgetting an important one. So bear with me.
Before you said 199 days, I thought you were going to say that it read 20 to midnight. It was me. All the characters turn to camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I thought I had a cool watch. Now I have a scary one.
You got the Doom watch.
Oh, man.
Maeve will go.
Hard to tell.
Maeve will go. Speaking of school, Cal, the Telrin Citadel is about 3 days' journey to the south of Coldriver. They have the biggest archives and the biggest library. They've done the most work to decipher old Aldoran writing. It's where a lot of their magical prowess comes from. You could knock on their door and they might be able to give you some information on how to access the powers of the Rildran. There's been renewed Fae activity to the west of Coldriver. The Fae are long-lived and long-learned. A lot of the things that we mortals have forgotten, they still remember quite well. So you might be able to talk to them, but they are famously fickle and famously dangerous to deal with. The knowledge that they exact might come at quite a steep price. I know to call him a friend would be an exaggeration. To call him an associate would be more accurate. I know a wizard that has made his home to the north of here, along the logging communities. He has a knack for connecting you with... basically with finding ways to talk to the dead. He might be able to actually find someone of the Aldoran Empire within his seances that you might be able to speak to. He might be able to connect you to a spirit associated with these things. So that's a thing to consider. But then again, he might not. I want to stress, I don't think that any of these are surefire leads. If the last of the Rildran was taken from you today, it's probably not very far from here. You could try to find Deverell and his operations and anything else that is going on within the town of Coldriver and try to take back what was taken from you. It might also explain what happened to Atala. I would also warn you, though, that I don't know how you're getting along in town right now, but I suspect that soon you're going to be extremely wanted criminals. The longer you stay in town, the more difficult traversal is going to be, and you may find yourselves facing a fight that you are not ready for immediately. Or you might also catch them unaware and charge in with victory. Again, I think that it's a little bit high risk, high reward. I also don't know anything about where they might be hiding in town. I have no idea if you folks have a lead on that. But I think that those are the options as I see them. Sorry, Emma?
We've heard the name of Vitari's pub a couple times, potentially in association with Deverell and V.
You could look there, and again, that might be a good idea, or you might be walking into the wolf's den.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well,
Beth, in our first session, when you spent some time listening to rumors from the local population, you do remember some vague rumblings about Fae sightings to the east, or excuse me, to the west of town. And you also remember something about some people seeing a dragon to the north of the town, even though most dragons in this area, or there hasn't been a dragon sighting in this area in a really long time. And so you wonder if those square with these Fae rather that Maeve is talking about, and with this wizard that is good with communicating with long dead beings as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? It seems like going to the Telrin Citadel first would be safest.
Maybe.
But we
It's
are
a shame.
here, and it seems like stuff might be about to go down here.
Maeve will say the Telrin Citadel is the farthest away. It is 3 days by travel.
Yeah.
Both the village where the Fae has been encountered, that's 2 days away, and the logging community is also 2 days away. So Telrin is by far the farthest journey, and you are now on the clock. But it is probably the least dangerous of the options, it's true.
I think we can't fight everyone in town. We could try
No.
a stealth operation to try and get back
We
what
could
we've lost.
If we,
Yeah.
if
I feel like we're going to want that back if we're these new Cavaliers or whatever.
Yeah,
I like that.
me too. I hope it comes with some power, because it sounds like we're quite up against it here with the world ending maybe in 199 days
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
being
that would be-
criminals.
Yeah. It's really putting everything in perspective. I also do want to find out what's going on with Lady Atala,
Yeah.
but she's right. We might end up back in jail or worse, in the tombs or something.
Maeve just looks at the three of you expectantly, curious.
What do you think we should do, Maeve?
Oh no,
yeah,
darling.
it's your world.
I think that you should bring me more fun things to look at. I think that you should continue to consult me along the way. I might be able to nudge you in the right direction every now and then. I think that you should keep an eye out because you now owe me a colossal favor. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think that I can quite lead you down any one of these paths right now. I think that they might all end up being right in their own way.
if we saw the wizard first, would he give us like knowledge that could help us in the future? Would that be like a good first step? Since it's
be.
close?
Could be.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be.
And you know, it sounds like maybe you're not the friendliest, but he might not immediately kill us if we go see him. Well,
Not if you...
Faye feels like we're asking for a fight. Wizard feels like we may not have as tough of a time, so maybe him, Faye, then the farthest one, even though it is the easiest.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, unless we wanna investigate this Deverell situation. But also, it does seem risky.
I think we should be a
We
bit
could see
more
if the
prepared.
wizard. Yeah,
Mm.
we could see if the wizard might prepare us more to
Yeah.
deal with Deverell and the rest of them.
I like that.
I like that too. And it feels like doing something.
Yeah,
This is the wizard to the north where there may be a dragon.
yeah, there might be a dragon, but
In a good way?
those could also be rumors.
If the wizard has a nice pet dragon, or I haven't encountered
Maybe.
dragons, so I don't
Or
know if
maybe
you two
he
have.
is a dragon. I don't. I
that'd be
haven't
cool.
encountered a dragon myself, but I would love to meet one.
Once again, there have been no reports of dragons probably in your lifetimes. Dragons are very, very rare nowadays.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My lack of knowledge on them.
Yeah.
Um,
So wizard first?
I guess.
Sounds like a plan.
Maeve will take out a small notebook, write some directions down on how to get to a place called Wind's Roost, and look for a man called Lorek, Lorek. And she'll go, good luck. I hope that he's able to connect you with whatever force knows more about this than I do. But here's hoping that you'll be able to get some answers.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
Hey,
for all our sakes.
thanks, Maeve, for all your help.
Oh, my pleasure. Look, I'm nothing if not an easy mark for a good mystery, and this is quite a good one.
Yeah.
Maeve, don't take this the wrong way, but bad things are happening in town. Obviously, to Lady Atala. Are you going to be safe?
Oh, I think I'll be okay. I don't know if you've realized this, but I don't tend to go out much. And
Very wise.
I think that most things know better than to come in here looking for a fight they can't win.
Well, good to know.
But
Fair
thank you.
enough.
I appreciate the concern.
Well, yes.
Well, should we just go, or
Is there any preparation we need, you think, Maeve?
I wish I had more jars of sunlight to give you, but that you cleaned out my entire stock last time around, and those take quite a while to make. So,
yeah, about how long would you say?
about 4 months. I need to kind of cultivate the
4 months.
materials.
Okay, good to know.
But I would maybe stop by I would maybe stop by one of the temples to see if they might be able to give you some holy water. Those are good things to have with the enemies that you've made.
Holy water, good idea. Temple.
Excellent.
Do they have one of those in town?
Oh yes, Saints Walk is not too far from here. There's a temple to the Ding Star, temple to the Daystar, temple to the Coin Maiden, temple to the Sentinel even. So you should be able to find something there that'll suit your needs.
Excellent.
Maybe the Daystar. We've got some history.
Wonderful. But beyond that, tread carefully, travel by daylight, and don't dilly-dally.
No, we should move.
Yeah.
Got it.
I guess we're on the clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Best of luck with everything, folks. I hope to see you again.
You'll
Thank
see
you.
us.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Good. Good.
I hope.
And with that, I guess we go.
Yeah.
Unless we have any more questions on this enormous
on
thing.
this enormous thing that we just learned about. It's the end of the world, and we're kind of the people who have to stop it.
And I think with that, you exit, and a moment after the door behind you closes, you hear the distinctive that accompanies that door behind you knocking as you exit the Eye of the Storm.
I like Maeve.
I like her too. I think she's good people.
So nice to have good people. So rare.
Yeah.
Everyone okay?
I think so. I'm a little in shock. I don't quite know what to think. But I guess we've got to do it, right? We can't just run away.
I should start asking about the whole. But
Oh
other than
yeah.
that,
Oh yeah. Did we maybe should have asked her about that? I wonder if Maeve might have known something about vampire bites, or maybe they can help at one of the temples.
With the holy water.
yeah, should I go back inside, Gabriel?
Spoilers, the temples are generally the place to ask about healing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Let's get to one of those then before something terrible
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, should we and that's like a sanctuary, right? They're not gonna turn us in if we show up.
I think you're gonna
Like-
need to try your luck there. The different churches have different attitudes.
Okay.
I think we should maybe put our hoods up on the way and try and be not
Yep.
very obviously us.
So I will
Yep.
say that Maeve quoted you 3 temples that you could go to: the Coin Maiden, the Day Star, and the Sentinel. The Sentinel is a god of law and a god of extreme order and everything being done by the book. The Day Star
that one.
is more of a god of the sun, of bounty, of sort of, redemption and forgiveness and new dawns. And the Coin Maiden is a goddess dedicated to luck, commerce, sort of, like the swirl of change. So you may do better with the latter two rather than with the Sentinel, but if you want to, live dangerously, we can always roll the dice with that temple.
Plenty of sentinels for one day.
Roll the dice. I think we should go pay a visit to our old friend the Day Star.
Very good. You are able to, it's actually only a couple of blocks away from the Eye of the Storm. You find this
Okay.
humble little temple. It's by no means a gigantic cathedral, but it's a nice little stone structure. And as soon as you walk in, you sort of see this gigantic brazier that you know enough about the Day Star customs to know that it is usual that one of these will be in every temple to the Day Star, and that they will be kept burning at all times. And there is this dwarven woman in cleric's robes kneeling in front of it in prayer. And she'll sort of see you come in and go, "Just a moment, please." And she'll sort of finish muttering something under her breath. And a moment later, she'll get up, grab a walking stick, and slowly walk over to you and greet you with sort of a big smile and go, "Good afternoon. How may I help you all today?"
Hi, I'm Cal. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
This is Helena and Satus. We've got 2 issues we'd like to ask your help with.
You make it sound as though I'm not going to like what these issues are, child.
Well, just remember, don't shoot the messenger. So, problem number 1, they're kind of related. So, do you have any spare holy water?
We have plenty of canisters of holy water. Yes, we usually sell them as reagents to wizards and clerics. We'd be happy to let you have some at, call it 10 gold a canister.
Okay, that sounds good. Also, related question, Satus here might need some healing.
Oh, godness. Good lord. Let me take a look at that. No. Come on. Let me see. Let me see. And just sort of grab a torch to have a source of light.
Yeah.
Goodness, did you get mauled? Huh.
Oh, just a bit.
But there's some dark magic there, isn't there? There's some corruption there.
I don't like the sounds of that.
I think that we might be able to clear that up. But again, it will use up quite a bit of the reagents that we usually use for our own spells in worship. I think that I would need to charge you 40 gold to cast this healing spell.
I think as long as you two are okay with it, that feels like a worthwhile investment.
Oh, definitely.
Cal kind of mutters under her breath. Typical religious types charging for good deeds. Okay, fine.
You see the flames in the brazier rise a little bit as this like blast of heat kind of hits you as soon as you say that.
Sorry. 40 gold is fine. A small price to pay for our friend here.
This is it. We want to keep on the right side of the Daystar.
Yeah. Yep.
There follows a montage of, Satus being led to this kind of, little bed, take your shirt off, some salves get put on it, some spells are cast, someone does sort of like the equivalent of like a little bit of physical therapy, more salves, some herbs, a tea is brewed. It's put in a little mug. The mug is then unexpectedly thrown at your neck. More spells are cast. But after
There's
about
shots
sort of an hour...
There's shots of Cal and Helena in the waiting room pacing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But after an hour or so, the last spell is cast and you feel kind of, the mangled wound in your neck finally close itself out properly. And as it does, some black ichorish sting kind of is finally expelled out of your neck and falls to the floor. And she goes, "Oh, yes. Whatever gave you that bite was something very dark with necrotic powers. I'd stay clear of it if you can."
We'll do our best.
Yes, and speaking of, we might encounter more of these types of beings, and by the way, you should look out for them too. So
not because of us, not because we're here.
Just, no, not because of us.
We didn't do
They're
this.
Just, no, they just might be around. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Good to know. Thank you.
Can we? Yeah, you're welcome. Could we get some of that there holy water?
How many canisters did you want?
How much money do we have?
We have we have at least 200, don't we, which we didn't spend on.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
And then minus 40, we have at least 160. How many canisters will we carry, do we think? Quite a lot.
She will say, "I can sell you as many as 7. 7 is the most that I can sell you."
We'll take 7.
We'll take 7.
She'll go, "Okay," but she will take your gold and go, "Very pleased to meet you, very pleased to help you. Hope that you all do well on your travels."
Thank you very much. A pleasure was all ours.
Yep. Great business operation you got going here.
Again, the fire will sort of rise a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll just be leaving now.
Sorry.
You can make these comments to us when we're alone.
Yeah. Sorry. Can't help myself.
Is there anything else that you would like to do in Coldriver, or are you heading for the northern gate out of the city?
I think we're set.
Yeah, we're heading out.
I think that then we leave our heroes for today as they set upon the road to the north of Coldriver towards the cold climates of the northernmost reaches of the Black Crown and the beginnings of the diamond wastes of the Teldorath in search of Wind's Roost and whatever help they might be able to get there in solving their predicament. And one just final image of that night as you are traveling, whether you are still walking or camping, at some point in the evening, again, Mike, you feel that ping of cold from the pocket watch, the thing that Maeve called the Void Keeper. And when you next look at it, you see that the dials have turned, and they now mark 198 rather than 199.
Alrighty.
All right, folks, that is going to do it for this episode of 20 to Midnight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to our wonderful players for playing so well and for pulling off such an ostentatious prison escape.
Thank you, Gabriel, for letting us break your prison escape puzzle.
Yeah.
Puzzle box.
Puzzle box. Yep. Yeah, thank you all for watching.
And speaking of thank you to the folks who are supporting us on Patreon, especially in our highest tier, who we thank every episode. Shout out to Rena Sarame. Thank you so much. So if you want to check out some of the Patreon stuff, we're available at patreon.com/20 to midnight. And yes, Rena gave you some of those dice, yeah?
They're amazing. Thank you so much, Rena.
And yeah, we've got some stuff up on the Patreon right now, like the dice videos, some behind the scenes stuff of the map, one of the maps Gabriel put together, and we'll be putting some new stuff. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll be doing one of our bonus chats where we kind of talk about the story so far, and then also probably posting some stuff from our pre-launch campaigns. So head on over to patreon.com/20to midnight if you want to check out some of those bonus goodies so we can reach our first goal that we're going to set so that we can make an audio version of this so that there can be a podcast for
I think in the next week or so, maybe the next 2 weeks, I'll also be putting up some behind the scenes information on the setting itself. So if you've been sort of wanting to learn a little bit more about Calderon and about the nations of the world beyond what's in the video guide that is on our YouTube page, that will be the place to do it. Those things for the time being will be, or rather for the foreseeable future, I don't know when this would not be the case, but sort of the lore guides to the world and the nations and the people in it are going to be Patreon exclusives for the time being. Again, I don't know why I keep saying for the time being. Forever. This will be the only place in perpetuity where you'll ever be able to find these things.
Forever. And also keep an eye out. We did reach Twitch affiliate status. Woohoo! We're just waiting for like all the paperwork and stuff to go through, but soon you should be able to subscribe to our channel here and support us that way. So that is cool. Look out for that.
All right.
And always make sure
so
you're following on Twitch if I or anyone else does some of the more of the unscheduled mayhem of playing games and stuff.
Yeah. I might have to play some more Witcher Blood and Wine because it is getting even more appropriate for this current story that we're telling.
I was going to say, blood and wine, key factors in today's story.
That's right.
They are indeed. So keep an eye out for that. Anything else?
I think just our credits.
Gabriel, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing story.
Thank you so much for watching. It has been.
Yeah.
This has been 20 to Midnight, played and portrayed by Beth, Eyre, Emma Sherr-Ziarko, and Mike Schubert. I did the DMing, and my name is Gabriel Urbina. It features original music by Alan Brody and original beautiful art by Mikaela Buckley. And it also features sound effects sourced through soundsnap.com. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to see how these guys do in contacting a ghost. I have great hopes. I think it's going to go really great.
I think it's going to go great. I think we're going to make lots of friends and not encounter any danger whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks, be well, and we'll be back soon. Have a great rest of your days.